What's up? What's up? What's up? Well, figure today that hey, what's up, IH? How you doing, buddy? How's your weekend going? Hey, G, what's up, buddy? Hey, what's up, Kimmy? How you doing? Hey, Jim. Everybody's coming on right now. Then we'll get going. I actually got this topic from one of the listeners. They wanted to go over why do men join a motorcycle club. Sometimes I ask myself that too, but I figured with this today's live stream, last week was just a setup, see how everything went and got going and stuff. But let's get into a debate today, shall we? And hey, what's up, Matteo? How you doing, buddy? Uh, so I'll read off something I found real interesting on this subject. And if you guys, any of you were in a motorcycle club, man, I like to hear your thoughts on this stuff. Because some of this shit wasn't a reason why I joined a motorcycle club. But here we go. This thing goes on to say why do men join motorcycle clubs. This is out of motorcyclephilosophy.org if you guys ever wanted to check this out. But it goes on to say why do men join motorcycle clubs. There's many reasons why, and they're going to explore it in this article. First, it also depends on the club itself. Guys don't just join a club for the sake of joining a club, but because that a club offers a specific purpose. Each have different prerogatives, philosophy, and of course, the people in the club have their own personalities. Boy, do they got that right. And that makes each club or chapter unique. There are many motorcycle clubs founded with the purpose of brotherhood. That's something that you hear all the time, but it's what's behind that brotherhood is the big question. Some of these clubs are more like support groups, particularly on staying clean and sober. There's a lot of those nowadays. Those are real cool clubs, and you know what? Them guys are real cool partiers. They don't, mess around with alcohol or anything like that. Uh, there's quite a few that are military based. Those are the ones I really love. The ones who served our country. We got some that's active military. It's a basic way for the group of soldiers to keep on going, sailors to keep on going with their brotherhood because they got a lot in common, man. They got the service of this country behind them. There's also the face base motorcycle clubs. You got a lot of Christian groups out there. Many of them. You got stuff like what do we got out there? Help me out there, guys. What do we got out there as far as Christian clubs? Christian Motorcycle Association, Son of Gods, Son of Judah's out there. They're real good guys. Uh, but it's mostly, like the article says, they join because they're wanting more than something than themselves, be it a sense of brotherhood, family partying, healing. If you're wondering, and now this is for the ladies out there, if you're wondering why your husband or boyfriend wants to join a motorcycle club, take a look at the club. Most guys join a club because the club offers reputation. That could be stuff like support clubs, one percenter clubs. And you know what? They write off of reputations that happened, 20, 30 years ago. Be it good or bad, man, it's out there in the club scene. The reputation's going to rub off on them. Boy, I bet my old lady could tell you that. Uh, the larger clubs rely on an organizational type of structure to keep order. And a lot of military vets, they really like that kind of stuff because, take Vietnam, for instance. Those guys coming out of Vietnam, they were highly structured guys. And they wanted that to continue on the outside world, especially, having to come home and people spitting on them, throwing shit on them all the time. And that was terrible what our Vietnam vets had to go through back then. That was just unreal. Yeah, you got Backa, you got Forgotten Ones. Then it goes into a little bit more about riding groups make you more disciplined. And I have to agree there. There's nothing like riding at 90 miles an hour, 3 feet apart and bumper to bumper, or, tire to tire. That's the biggest freaking adrenaline rush I've ever got. So there's that. I like that one. Hey, man, I'm independent here, man. I can't be agreeing with that shit. But, and another reason is you get like minded individuals in the clubs. Uh, People that's been through the same shit you've been through. Like me, I in Chicago, going, my neighborhood, it was mostly street stuff, gang shit. And, moving up, my first club was more like, banging kind of club. And it was just a natural progression once you got out of the gang scene to move up. You either had two ways in Chicago. You'd either stay in the gang system or you go into a club system and they try to beat the shit out of you. But it was just a natural progression for me. But a lot of people, they want brotherhood. And brotherhood's where it's a sticky issue with me. It's really a sticky issue. I know I've caught a lot of fucking flack on the internet and stuff like that. As far as, hey, Tom, as far as the brotherhood's concerned. Now, you got to remember me coming up, and this is just my background. This is just an opinion, man. This is just for debate or, getting the subject going. But coming up on the streets, I got to work with some people. And I remember an old guy, I worked for, it was funny, Broadway and Lake Street. It was one of the neighborhoods that were great until the FBI came through and just tore everything out of there. But he took out a 70-year-old guy. Here I am 15 years old, and says, take out your wallet. So I took out the wallet, and he says, now give me your license. I gave him my license, and he says, here, kid, this is the only one you're going to ever be able to trust. And that stuck with me throughout my life. So it's been hard for me to trust a lot of people, because quite frankly, if you guys see it out there or not, it's hard to trust people out there, man. They'll turn on you on they'll turn on you on a dime. Let's just put it that way. And, so brotherhood's elusive. I would never call people brothers. It was always, hey, bud, how you doing? Even if they were wearing a patch, because I was with the Pistons or the Predadoras with that beforehand. It was always, hi, bud, how you doing? Unless I really knew you, I grew up with you. So you got to ask yourself, brotherhood, what is it? What's your definition of it? And, how you going to go about it? Now, when you're in a club like I was the first time, let's be honest, the brotherhood wasn't there. It was all about the green. It was all about making the money. Come on, we were running escort services and all that in the first club I was in the 90s. So yeah, we could go out there and say it was about brotherhood, but it really wasn't. Again, it was just a natural progression for me from coming from the streets going into a motorcycle club. And it ended up happening after that motorcycle club. After about 5 or 6 years, it turned straight into more of a organization, if you will, with a lot of prison chapters and stuff running in and out of that. But going back to motorcycle clubs, they really were built on brotherhood. Again, your definition of one. Yeah, you're right. Iron had a thin crust, and Jim, the old guy, was right. You know what? That old guy kept me out of more shit up to this day than I'll ever. You know what? If it wasn't for them guys, I'd freaking be locked up by now. Yeah, they taught me a whole lot of shit about life, man. Let me tell you about that. And it's pretty sad. Some of them died in prison and shit like that. But yeah, they taught me a lot. And that's one thing, that I even pass on to my kids and stuff like that is, when they get of age, thank God I got I got them out of Chicago, because you can raise a kid in Chicago right now. I don't know if any of you are from Chicago, but it's shy rock down in that motherfucker right now. It's nothing but yeah, people are getting shot left and right down there, and I'm not going to have the kids grow up in there. You know, I was there up until a few years ago, so I'm a 40-year-old plus Chicago boy, but I didn't want my kids to go through that shit. So, uh, yeah, we moved them out. But when they got of age, I do the same thing. Pull out your wallet, take out your ID. Let me see that ID. And I'll tell them straight up that's the only person you'll ever be able to trust besides your family. And some people are messed up out there with their families you can't even trust. But I'm blessed that I have a tight knit family, you know, got that Italian blood and all that stuff that runs through us. So family's everything to us. So, hey, what's up, Bass? How you doing, man? But what do you guys think, man, of that article and stuff like that? You know, they try to put it more into a plain type of Jane type of deal. And this stuff has been freaking debated for years why people join motorcycle clubs. And I think it's more goes to the tribal instinct of man. You know, you got your one tribe here, you got your other tribe there. And, you know, personally, you know, like it says, it depends on what tribe you want to be a part of. Me, I got enough of my fill in the 90s with all the crap that went down. And then I decided to go to the support group for the AOA, the Black Pistons. And I love the Black Pistons. You know, there was no better guys in the world. The Black Pistons were all about partying and, you know, riding, having fun. You know, the group of guys that we had in that chapter, shit, we still talk to this very day. I just talked to a couple of them yesterday, you know, because the book got released and all that good stuff. And they were all excited that they were in it. And, but, you know, one guy, Rooster, he's down in Kentucky. I got Red up here. We got Moon, you know. We used to do everything together. It was a daily thing back then. A lot of clubs ain't like that no more. You know, I remember the first one that I was in. We actually all lived in the same apartment complex. God forbid I felt sorry for that apartment complex. We were partying out by that creek every night, lighting up some shit. But you were RZ? Yeah, Chi-Town 15 years ago. It was actually doing good 15 years ago. Jesus Christ, now it's like goddamn Beirut. You know, but that's what happens, man. You know, a lot of people don't know Chicago's segregated on a lot of sides. You got our north side, that's where I'm from. It was mostly white Latino. You got Polish Italian out there. And then you got the west south side. That's mostly Hispanic, Puerto Rican. But then you got the deep south side and west side, and that's where all the problems are right now. And it's a shame too. There's a lot of good people on them because you got Comiskey Park over there, and of course I'm a Cubby fan, so I really don't pay attention to Comiskey Park much. But what's up, Kev? Australia. What's up there, mate? I feel sorry for you guys over in Australia, man, with them freaking beaky laws. But anyway, it goes on to say another reason people, this one was a funny one. It says to get more attention. So, and you know what? It's actually right because I remember, probating and you got your patch and stuff like that. You're around the club for a while. Then you see the other prospects, and well, we call them probates. So the probates came up and they would get what we call patch power. That's when they're on top of the freaking world. It usually takes a year for it to get thrown out of there and get it out of their system and shit. But yeah, they would get that patch power, man, and it was all about the attention. And it's right. Hey, what's up, Ant? And they're right about that, man, because, a lot of guys are going to join that club for the reputation and the attention because let's face it, man, we're a bunch of, guys on adrenaline and they want to get some. And that patch, and let me tell you, a patch is just like freaking, it draws a woman towards you. I don't know how many times I've seen that happen in the community. But, and, a lot of people want to be a part of a legacy, man. Look at the big four clubs. You got the Outlaws, you got the Angels, you got the Mongols, you got, Sons of Silence, Pagans, Ditos. Them clubs have been around for a long freaking time. And a lot of guys bled for that club. A lot of guys went to prison for that club. And there's a legacy behind her. Now, that's true brotherhood. I don't know if you guys seen the Motorcycle Madhouse where I debated that law enforcement guy. He was in a law enforcement motorcycle club. And I really don't think he understood, what the brotherhood meant. And for them to go out there and put on three-piece patches and stuff like that kind of waters down the brotherhood. But what even's worse is when you got clubs out there, and this would have been unfucking seen in my day in the early 90s, man. Because I got in 93. Before then, it was the hang-arounds and, growing up with the guys. But it wasn't, you would have never seen, other than Blue Knights, wearing a three-piece motorcycle club patch with an MC on it. And nowadays, that waters everything down. And that's why a lot of these clubs, the bigger clubs ain't wearing the 1%er patches, because they've been watered down. And God forbid we got that freaking, what is it, in a week or two? Hey, what's up, DJ Ant? What's up, man? A week or two, we got that freaking Mayans MC coming out. God knows how many freaking pop-up clubs we're going to have to deal with then. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Ironhead, you got cop clubs flipping, trying to claim 1%er clubs. There was actually a 1%er, they tried it anyway in Chicago. They got caught real fucking quick. But they actually had a Chicago police department, a Chicago cop, running a 1%er club. What the hell is that kind of shit? That's why I say, man, this, the club scene's, getting upside down and shit right now. So, back to the subject. The reason why guys join a motorcycle club is they want to be a part of something. That's what it comes down to. But being a part of something and being dedicated to it is two different things. There's a lot of guys that go out there and, for instance, I want to start a motorcycle club. You got a lot of them that do that now because they don't want to go through the prospecting period and all that kind of shit. So they want to circumvent the process, circumvent the protocol, and go start their own. Well, for one, that's a chicken shit move in, my part anyway. Because, not to try to get off too much a subject, let's take, and I'll call it out because I always do this, Lollipop fucking guy, Iron Legacy. He started the Iron Order. The guy did not one time, not once, not one time, prospect for that motorcycle club. He just went out there and started one. So I feel sorry for prospects who go through that club who have to answer to him. How can you go to and answer to a guy who's never prospected in his life? He don't know what brotherhood means. That prospect period's to teach you to get, the understanding of brotherhood. Hell, in Tampa, we had Outlaw club members on the force. That's for man, base, looking or shortcuts. You're damn right, base. That's always shortcut, man. Valaka. Hey, we got a smart ass. Here we go. I thought people joined for the hose and drug money. I don't know, man. Is that what you're looking for? You can't do that shit nowadays, man. You have to end up in prison. The hoes are a good thing, but, it is what it is, man. Smart ass. Anyway. What's up, Biff? Champagne. You know what, Biff? The riding and the camping out was another good thing, though. But anyway, back to this Iron Legacy. They just went out there to just do what they, they started off because Lollipop got thrown off. So he pissed everybody off in Iron Order, so he had to get another club together to protect his ass. But that was just out of pure spite. And what I really hate is when these guys go around bashing on clubs. Oh, fuck protocol, fuck this. Well, it's only because you couldn't prospect and didn't have the balls to do it. That's why you're out there bashing on clubs, because you couldn't go through the process. You had no balls. You're right. I believe he intentionally started IO to just get at AOA because they rejected his pamper ass, and now he has the IL to get at IO. Right? He didn't make it nowhere near fucking AOA, man. He tried to push that shit. We actually got I don't what's it called? Base. If you go on our website during all through chronicles we had with his emails and shit, one popped up where he actually claimed he was an outlaw. He was never a freaking outlaw, man. He didn't even get close to it. But you know, the reason why they call him Izod is because he wears them little boat fucking shoes, that little faggot shit. He looks like Gilligan to me. But yeah, you're right, man. He started IL to get back at IO. DJ, they want to start a MC because they can't stand with the existing clubs and want to water it down for their own personal reasons. You got that damn right, DJ. Hey, what's up, Chicago FD? But you got that right. They just can't go through the process the correct way. And then they get out there saying, well, this is the way things should be. Well, how the hell do you know? You never went through a prospect or probate period to know any of this shit. You didn't have the balls to do it. So how the hell are they going to know what the hell they're supposed to do? And that's when you start getting the cops in the motorcycle clubs. And I know I'm getting off the subject with why people want to join a motorcycle club, but I guess that can kind of tie into it. You know, why would guys like this want to join a motorcycle club? Personally, the guy freaking went and you know, was some painter contractor and then worked for, so he was a corporate thug is all he was. And, you know, you got to question the guy's reasons for why he would want to join a motorcycle club. Ride free. Prospecting sucks. I had to go through 3 states over once to get a poker chip because another member wanted one. I'm telling you what, man, I remember, shit, I remember going from Chicago to the Pumpkin Run in Atlanta and coming back in a 12-hour span. I know, it sucked. And back in the 50s, clubs started because of returned World War II soldiers just couldn't fit back in. Same of Korea and Nam because they were in combat. That is what made them brothers. Hell freaking yeah, Ant. What's up, Eddie? Yeah, you got that right. A lot of people, you got to look at it. Look at the beginning of, you know, motorcycle clubs. Now they had them going beforehand, but they were mostly, you know, riding clubs and what we would call today hog, because you had your manufacturer type of clubs back then, and that's what they did to sponsor them. Because you got to quite admit, back in the, you know, 2030s and after the 40s, there was no TV, there was no internet, so it's pretty fucking boring. So you had to get out there and do something. But yeah, they started because they were in war together, they bled together, and they watched each other's back. And that's, you know, one of the biggest premises of a motorcycle club. And that could be another reason why people want to join is because they want to be a part of that group. They want to be, you know, feel that camaraderie, you know, like you said, Ant, that, you know, our vets felt. Base, because a good majority of men are tribal at the core and they want to do man shit with other men. You're damn right. See you later, Kimmy. You're right, Base. There's nothing better than to get out there and, you know, live it up with all your friends and, you know, your brothers and go out there, let loose. And, you know, with me personally, I never had my old lady around with the club scene because that was my thing. Again, I was raised in a different era and, you know, it was okay. The women didn't come with the men did their own things. And, you know, hey, I'm loosening up on that though. Like now, there's nothing sexier than a woman on a bike, man. Come on, you guys gotta agree with that. Especially, you know, they wear them freaking stringy freaking shirts, man, and you got their hair kicking back. Hey, you gotta love a woman on a bike now. It used to be where I couldn't even accept them on the front seat. It was just a back seat for me. But now, you know what? I sit back and say, what an idiot I was. Think that way. They're freaking sexy. Ronnie, cops are the biggest club gang in America. You got that right, Ronnie. Just like I was telling that guy on Motorcycle Madhouse on the past episode. For every crime that you guys try to throw on a one percenter or a club member, I can throw 2 or 3 on one of your guys. He didn't like that shit too much. Let's see here, 70s and 80s. Hell yeah, Biff. You know, those are the guys I actually got to learn from. I was real freaking fortunate that I got to learn from guys 60s and 70s and 80s. So, Beamer. Let's see what you got here, man. Yeah, I admit it, Ant. Women sexy on them bikes, Ant. What you got here? Beamer W. Are motorcycle clubs actually about motorcycles? Well, yeah, they're, that's the center thing that actually pulls people together in a core. So, yeah, you know, I remember, well, shit, when we were Pistons, we were together every day, and every day we were working on the bikes, and, it kept us together. It was, it was the freaking, center point of everything. Let's see here. Project Redfoot. I love a biker chick that looks like she'll take a swing at me. Hell yeah, dude. You know what? I love the ones that are actually going to go into a bar with you and you get some shit and they're the first one to grab a freaking pool cue, man. You know what? There's nothing sexier. Get your fight done and then you take them home. That's where you go. That'll get your adrenaline pumping. Biff Barf. Now cops with 3-piece patch bullshit. Oh, you're damn right on that one, man. Yeah, you know what? I can't get over it. And a lot of people say that 3-piece patches don't matter anymore. I don't know if I'll ever get over it, but like I told the guy on the last episode, why don't you guys just put on a 1-piece or a 2-piece or some shit like that? Why do you got to cross that line? Because there's always been a line between motorcycle clubs and cops. Everybody knew their fucking place. It was a good arrangement. They tried busting us. We didn't want to get busted, so we stayed the fuck away. And now it's all intermingled, man. It's like all fucked up. We're all the nude mud wrestlers. Oh yeah, you got that right there, George. It's all about 3-piece Ironhead, line of respect. Thomas, no 3-piece patch and have LE. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. You know what it is? I really think members of law enforcement, I think they're the ones who got their ass kicked in high school, man. I really do, Thomas. I think they got stuffed in lockers. I think they got swirlies and they got stuffed in a freaking locker. And now they got a badge. They want to go out there, play King Kong, and get back at everybody. But at the same time, they got no self-esteem and they see their old lady looking at a real biker. So they get jealous or some shit like that. So they got to go out, get the vest, got to go get the Harley. And they try to act like something they're not. One of the biggest things about being a biker is doing what the fuck you want, not caring what anybody else wants to do. And I never got it, man. I never do get people that say, hey, well, you should do this or you should do that, or what the fuck you talking about, man? What shit you smoking? I'm gonna do whatever hell I want to do. That's what a biker was supposed to be. That's what this lifestyle is supposed to be. That's freedom. So Base, oh hell yeah, Hollywood, you dated my old lady because she has a hell of a jab and right cross and can shoot the nuts off a net. I'm telling you, ain't it, Base, man? You got a partner that you can freaking trust. Just don't tell them what the hell you're doing on the freaking side. You'll be all right, man. You'll keep your nuts. Uh, and as society struggled to conform, bikers, greasers got pushed out and became the outlaw. That's a whole other definition. You know what, Ant? You know what? I gotta agree with you that. A lot of people think 1%ers are, criminals and stuff like that. But Outlaw came from AMA. It was a sanctioned type of deal. I don't know if any of you guys know the racing, dirt tracking, and all that shit. Well, AMA is like NASCAR. They sanction the racing events. So when clubs didn't want to be events, they would call them an outlaw event. And that's where the definition is. Well, then you can get into the 1%er crap and blah, blah, blah. But the definition of outlaw is not criminal in a motorcycle sense. the definition is doing what you want to do and not having to worry about a sanctioned body to tell you what to do. So yeah, I agree with you on that totally. Project Redfoot, I agree. Too many people become cops for revenge. You know what? Actually, if you think about it, why would anyone want to be a cop? It would be so damn boring. If you ask me, you can't do shit. So why would you want to become a freaking cop? You know, maybe that's why they got to go out there and join biker clubs and shit like that are LE, because they got to capture something because their freaking life's boring. You can't do nothing. You always got to worry about, being the straight and narrow. That shit don't sound no fun to me. So fuck all that shit. But let's see here. Anybody got anything else? That's, what, basically why, people join motorcycle clubs. And, they're going to keep on joining them. Let's just hope after the first premiere of Mayans that we don't got them all over the fucking place again. Because they really, they really cause a lot of problems out there. And it's not being a dick and saying, do it the right way and shit. The reason why the protocol came about, everybody, and this actually started with the clubs themselves, is because they don't want, just take a dominant, for example. Let's take Chicago. That way it's easier. The AIA don't want a damn club out there fucking robbing people and causing all kinds of shit, because, you know what? The cops don't come to them. They're going to go to the fucking AOA because they're the dominant. So they're policing themselves. That's what protocol is. It's not a club saying, hey, you can't do this or you can't do that. No, it's freaking, what? If you want to be the balls to have, start your own club, then do it the right way. It ain't that freaking hard to go to a party. It ain't that hard to go say, hey, this is our intentions. This is what we're about. What do you guys think? That's simple. And then, you know what? You do it right through the protocol, you're going to make money on your parties because you're going to have all kinds of the fucking clubs there at your parties. You'll make money on your t-shirts. People will get, you'll be able to go to other events. And if you notice, people who do it the wrong way are the ones sitting in their backyards or building clubhouses in their backyard because they can't go anywhere. So do it the right way. Shit. Then the territory grab started and testosterone driven egos took root, and those clubs had to support themselves. Yeah, welcome to the 60s and 70s. Fifth part, you can always spot them. New leathers, new boots, standing on the corner, looking all over the place under cover pigs' mitts. You know what? Every time I can remember, this especially happened a lot with the Pistons. Anytime there was a fucking party, because the Pistons were associated with the AOA, and every time there was an AOA party, you had the FBI and all that bullshit out there. So every time there was a party, you'd see one of them little motherfuckers walking around, taking our license plates down, taking pictures, everything, intelligence gathering and shit. Yeah, they're a pain in the ass, let me tell you. I always said they had more pictures of me and my friends than we did. No sunburn. Ironhead, join for the right reasons, riding brotherhood, and 100% dedication. Yeah, you're totally right on that, IH. Bulletak. Will MCs need to relax bike rules considering that Harleys aren't as popular with people under 40 as they once were? You know what? I haven't been in the club scene for a while. I know in Europe, and if anybody's in Europe or Asia can speak to this, they, 1%er clubs that we see here in the States, they don't have Harleys over there. They ride other kind of machines over there. They ride the Triumphs. They ride even Hondas and shit, because Harleys over in Europe and Oz, Thailand, and Southeast Asia, they're pretty expensive out there, and they're a rare breed over in them. But as far as here, and you're right, people under 40 right now aren't joining motorcycle clubs. It's not like it used to be. And I think that has to do with with technology. Technology has killed everything. It's no more face to face. It's more over the internet like we're doing now. Or, you don't actually sit down and have a conversation with a person. And, in reality, now we're all living the fantasy highway crap. But yeah, it's a lot different now. And they're going to have a lot more harder and harder time getting people under 40. So that's why you'll see a lot of people, going more towards riding clubs than you do motorcycle clubs. Because the riding clubs, which is a thing that I recommend to everybody, because with motorcycle clubs, there's a lot more dedication involved than the riding clubs. Riding clubs are to get together and have some fun, have a party, go out for a weekend, blah, 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 go to work, do what you want to do. So riding clubs, they involve everybody, man. They involve different makes and motorcycles and all that good shit. But yeah, it's going to be hard for them to get people coming in now. The adventurous spirit among American scooter folk are the modern day cowboys and mountain men. Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn. Space, you got that right, buddy. Millennials don't join anything, right, Thomas? You know what? It's actually pretty fucking true. Ronnie, Harley is pretty expensive all over. You're damn right they are. Kev, here we go. We got Kev over in Oz. Goddamn cigarette. The majority of outlaw clubs in Australia still insist on members riding Harley Davidsons. Okay. Do they insist, or is it a requirement, Kev? Because I know some of them I've seen, like the Finks or the Comancheros out there, they don't have to, some of the time they don't even need a bike. But, that's a different culture. You guys got to remember, America is one culture. Then you got Canada. Then you got the Oz. You got Britain. It's all totally different than what the United States does. The United States is, the only thing we really did export was motorcycle clubs. But the way their traditions and all that stuff run in the different continents, if you want to talk Europe, go to Dibs, Diver in the Wind. He really knows what he's talking about. He's over in the UK. He knows the European scene. The most I know about the European scene, man, is I love cafe racers. Also, purification of the American male base, yeah. And after you rode a BMW, you'll think twice about a Harley. Actually, I ride a 01 Fat Boy, and after this Fat Boy, I'm probably because I've had Harleys my whole freaking life, and there's just so much more out there than a Harley Davidson. Yeah, I'll keep my 01. I'll never get rid of my 01, but I'm looking into an Indian. Or I love mean streaks, man. I love those mean streaks too. Australia rides Harley. They follow the U.S. Watts. European rides whatever. Kev, there's an assistant generally backed up with some physical insistence. Rock on. Yeah, the bike scene in Europe's totally different. Yeah, well, again, with Europe, I know the cafe racer scene, man. I used to love building those little suckers out of sporties. A lot of, and I'll actually put some pictures of the builds I've done with them. But I love bobber and cafe racers. Yeah, Gator, I'd love to get a mean streak. I ride an 01 Fat Boy right now, but a mean streak, they some bad motherfuckers, man. Until recently, the Rebels insisted you rode a large Harley, you could not ride a Sportster. You could only, the Rebels out in Oz, if everybody don't know, they're the biggest motorcycle club in Australia. Am I right, Kev? Big Barf. I hope USA never starts law like Australia. None of them other places do the same. Oh my God. I feel sorry for Kev and all the guys out in Australia. I really do. Them places are terrible with the laws, I hear. I remember doing an interview with a motorbiker, and we were talking about it. And they're getting it, yeah. Well, I guess it's buffering real bad, huh? Project? Oh, I get it. Okay, now I'm seeing how to do it. How's it now? Better? Anyway, we're going to keep on going. But, so, we're about 40 minutes in. That's good for me blabbing away. But, what do you guys think a good topic would be for next week? Hit me up in the email and stuff like that. And like I said yesterday in this morning's video, the YouTube channel I like keep it, because over at Facebook we got it's almost at 30,000 people right now, And Harley Liberty, I don't even, it's hard to respond to anybody. So we keep the comments mostly turned off on Harley Liberty because it's like 1.5 million people worldwide that, contact us there. But the YouTube channel is where I get to, interact with everybody. And, I like keeping it small. That way I get to do shit like this. But I like with the comments, your guys' thoughts and, everything like that. What is this, Kev? I ride with a military MC. Even we have a 1% guide ride with us, we will be treated horrendously by the Strike Force Raptor. Oh man, Strike Force Raptor, they're a bunch of fucking dicks, man. If you guys got a chance, read up on Strike Force Raptor out of Oz. You'll learn something that, you know what? If you're worried about what's going on politically here, go look at Strike Force Raptor, see what you think. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Mr. Free? Club socializing, playing well with others. You know what? I wish that would come through. I really, you know what? I really wish they would. And if they got it together and came together as one, god damn, you imagine what they can pull together? Bring back new female. Freaking George, man. Hey, you smoking some shit, dude? I need to smoke with you, man. But god damn, I need to smoke what that fucker's smoking, dude. But anyway, that might be a good topic because they have straight trampled over people in the land down under there. Well, you know what, Base, I'll look into it. And yeah, because if we can really bring what's going on to Oz over in the United States spotlight, yeah, people would be scared shitless about what's going on over there. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys coming on the live and all that good stuff and supporting the YouTube channel. Next week, we got a surprise on Motorcycle Madhouse. We're going to have the Illinois Confederation of Clubs on doing an interview. That should be a good one. But other than that, you guys stay safe this weekend. Be careful. Watch out for the Texans with these cagers, man. A lot of people being hurt out there. They've been running them over and shit like that. So I'll talk to you later, honey. I'll talk to you later, Aunt. Gator. Okay, guys. Cool. Rock and roll. But thanks for coming on, man. Shoot me an email. Let me know. Like I said, we got this from another content creator who brought this up. And great subject out there. You know who you are, buddy. But talk to you later, Mr. Free, and talk to you all later. Be careful, man. Too many people hurting. So talk to you guys.